I have a dream that one day we will judge a person not by the content of their character, but by the color of their skin. That, of course, is the story behind DEI, right? Diversity, equity, and inclusion, something that was really big, really hot on the market a few years ago, but now, of course, has fallen into disfavor once everybody realizes, you really have people without qualifications moving into positions of power and authority, and it's really being reflected poorly in terms of, work ethic, quality, etc. So not a good look. And guess who agrees with me? Surprisingly enough, Charlamagne the God on the Daily Show. So let's go ahead and check this out.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion are DEI. It means more fair hiring policies, new anti-discrimination rules for the workplace, and sensitivity training seminars. And the first thing it led to was a shitload of ads.
Real progress on diversity and inclusion doesn't happen without real work.
Say celebrate diversity into your X1 voice remote to discover curated content today.
Every day, General Mills serves the world by making food people love. And inclusion is one of our secret ingredients.
At Kraft Heinz, our purpose is to make life delicious. And we believe we can't achieve that without one essential ingredient: diversity.
Today, when people talk about DEI, it's more likely to sound like this.
DEI is just a rebranded version of hating white people.
DEI, in this case, stands for divisive, erroneous, and insidious.
DEI, which stands for didn't earn it.
Discrimination, exclusion, and indoctrination.
That montage, of course, reveals how crazy all this DEI stuff got. I don't care about Heinz and Kraft and who's making my cheese and ketchup. Thank goodness that person working the assembly line has a diverse background. I'm so happy about all of that. But then, of course, the official backlash came to, all they're really doing is, with their hiring quotas, excluding people who are, in fact, qualified. This, of course, was seen at Princeton, where Asian people weren't allowed to get in. This, of course, saw jobs being posted for anyone but white people. So yes, a lot of those right-wing pundits out there were saying, this is exclusionary towards whites, because specifically they had signs saying whites need not apply.
These right-wingers are crazy, right? Jesus. But here's the part where you all stop applauding everything I say. The truth about DEI is that although it's well-intentioned, it's mostly garbage. Okay? It's kind of like the Black Little Mermaid. Just because racists hate it doesn't mean it's good. And you know I'm right, because every one of you has sat through one of those diversity training sessions and thought, this is some bull.
So yes, right-wingers are obviously crazy, but notice the not-so-subtle dig that just because racists didn't like the Black Little Mermaid, no, a lot of us didn't like it because it was a crappy movie that was built off of nostalgia that didn't need to be made, right? What was the point of it? Oh, we're going to have Black Little Mermaid. That was the point. Disney did not make the movie to make money. They made the movie because they wanted a black Ariel. They wanted those virtue signaling points, and they were willing to lose billions of dollars to get them. But Charlamagne was right about something. Sitting through those DEI seminars is truly painful.
Over 900 studies have shown that DEI programs don't make the workplace better for minorities. In fact, it can actually make things worse because of the backlash effect.
Oh, I'll say it had an adverse effect. It made every single person question. Whenever you saw somebody from a diverse background come into power, you're like, are they really qualified, or is this another one of those Princeton issues, right? Is this person just a huge plagiarist? Did they actually earn their position? It made everyone question our usual merit-based system, which had been replaced by something completely different and honestly awful.
But the biggest failure of DEI is that the number of black people in power at big companies is basically the same as it was 5 years ago.
Inequality in corporate America, there are only 5 black CEOs running Fortune 500 companies.
You can see 6% of top executives as black. In terms of the population of the United States, that should be 13%.
In a video, Nike said, "Don't pretend there's not a problem in America." Critics point out that all of Nike's executives are white.
That's right. The board of Nike was so white, they were all wearing New Balance.
And this brings up one of the worst facets of the DEI initiative, and that is the fact that every single pocket, every single business, every single personal interaction, it all has to reflect the diversity of the world around us, right? You have that 13.6% of black people in the population, so therefore you should have 13.6% of your cabinet, 13.6% of your hierarchy, of your workspace, etc., all needs to be black, or 13.6%. I mean, you get the point of what I'm saying. The problem there, of course, is free will. People want to go into different fields. They want to study different things. They have different interests. So you're never going to have that exact perfect curve where everything matches in perfectly to the population demographics. It's absurd to even think you're going to get there whatsoever. But that, of course, is what affected all of the hiring practices.
In fact, maybe the only thing that DEI has accomplished is giving racist white people cover to be openly racist.
DEI breeds complacency, Dana, and complacency kills.
We're going to have doctors who don't know how to perform heart surgery, and we're going to have planes that are falling out of the sky.
Boeing recently bragged not about being the best in the business, but about surpassing its diversity quotas. Oh, goody. But then, not so good. A door flying off one of Boeing's 737 Supermaxes.
I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
I mean, honestly, when I see a black pilot, I'm not worried that we're going to crash. I'm worried that we're going to get pulled over.
Yeah, clearly all of those people were horrible white supremacist racists, right? And they need to be brought low. So even though their commentary was perfectly reasonable and based on things that actually happened, just because they have those stances, they're the awful ones, right? According to Charlamagne, right? So now caring about quality and performance is now officially the domain of the right, and therefore, according to the left, is an awful place to be. So even though Charlamagne points out how stupid this is, he's saying, oh, it's just giving cover for all of those horrible people out there to come forward and be who they really are. Right? Yeah.
And honestly, I'm not surprised these programs didn't work. And here's why. It's just corporate PR. They want good vibes. And also, they want to cover their ass, okay? Did you know that if a company gets sued for civil rights violations, just having a DEI program will be counted as evidence in their favor, even if the program doesn't do shit? Okay? It's the I have a black friend of the legal system, right?
So to round this all out, Charlamagne actually makes an excellent point at the end. It's all corporations. Corporations, of course, are trying to make money, and the way they're going to do that is by hopefully appealing to the public. Now, this whole DEI thing came on the scene and was pretty big. Everyone was talking about it, and even places like Vanguard and BlackRock said, hey, you have to incorporate this, otherwise we're not going to invest in you, right? So people were like, okay, we're going to get on board. So the reason they did it was, as he said, to cover their butts, right? To get on the bandwagon, to appeal to hopefully as many people as possible, even though in cases like, Target and Bud Light, it end up kind of, nipping them in the butt. But either way, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and stay safe out there, people, because they're coming after you.